Hi, welcome to Abby's Book Reviews. This is the June book haul. There is quite a lot of books. I was not anticipating this many, but yeah, got quite a few awesome ones, and quite a few, well, a few of them were pre-orders, one's from an event, and then a couple of book box books, and then books for the TBR and Beyond event this month. Through two of them, hopefully I can get through quite a few more. So, first book of the month was Stormcaster by Cinda Williams Shimmer, book 3 of the Shattered Realms series, and it looks so cool. I don't have any of the others yet, so I need to get those, but I am super excited for this series when I finally get to it. The Queens of Innisleer by Tessa Gratton. This I saw about last year when people were starting to make like wish lists for this year, and I saw it and I was like, I have to have this book, and it is just so pretty as well. Can't really remember much about this, but I know I definitely wanted to read it last year and I'm super excited for it. This was one of the books that we got in the Owl Crate box for May, and it's Catching Stars by Kayla Keenan. This was the one that was from an indie publisher. It's from Octones Publishing. It does sound really cool. I'm gonna get around to it at some point. Then our actual book of the month from Alcray, which is Sky in the Deep, and this sounds so cool. It's like Viking-esque, and I cannot wait to read it. Very Late Book of the Month, which was Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arnett, and the Very Late exclusive, so it's in hardback, which is not in the UK, and it's got sprayed edges. I cannot wait for this book. This is one I heard about last year, and I have been so excited for it ever since. Legendary by Stephanie Gaber. So this one I have already read. I was super excited for this after Caraval last year, and then about a week before it came out, we found out that it's only part 2 of 3. So finale is out next year in May, and I don't know how I'm waiting a year for it. The ending to this was pretty brutal. The ending to Caraval was also pretty brutal. But yeah, I'm definitely glad it's only a year to wait. And I got the Aracle hidden cover, which I wasn't that excited about, and then reading it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got like probably the best one. Go check this out if you haven't already. Bright Burns the Night by Sarah B. Larson. This is the second in the Dark Breaks the Dawn duology. It is a retelling of Swan Lake, and I have been so excited for this book. It's unreal, and I'm actually quite happy. It's a pretty short one, so I really want to get into this soon, but I don't know when. The exclusive collector's edition of Vicious by V. Schwab. That's because it's been re-released in time for Vengeful, coming out in September. So excited for Vengeful. I needed to get my hands on this. And it's got Victor on the front. It's got super cool end pages, and then it's actually got like part of the book crossed out that Victor's done his poetry to, and apparently it's Victor's, I think it's Victor or V's favourite passage from Vicious. Pretty sure it's Victor's. It also has the short story Warm Up, which I managed to get my hands on last year, but it is in this, and it also has the first chapter of Vengeful, and oh my gosh, that's all I've read of this, because I've read everything else, and holy moly, I don't know how I'm waiting another 3 months for Vengeful. Like, oh my. Simon versus the Homo sapien Agenda. This is the first one for TBR and Beyond. Book event of the month. This is by Becky Abatali. So we are doing a Pride event, and everything is LGBTQ+, and Simon is my first book for that. I know, how have I not read this already? But you guys know me, I'm not that into contemporary, but this is actually my next read, so I'm super excited for it. Then to follow on from Simon, I got Leah on Off Heartbeat, also by Becky Abbatali, and yeah, also for our book event. People Like Us by Dana Melly. So I have read this one this month already, and oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. I did not know anything about this apart from the fact that it's one of our books of the month. We're having Dana come and talk to us over on TBR and Beyond, and we're having like a chat about it, everything. It's also for our book event as well. It fits, and oh my gosh, so good. Murder mystery in a high school, boarding school as well. It's pretty intense. Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh. This is another one of our books of the month over on TBR and Beyond. It also fits for our book event as well. Not sure how, but apparently it does. I wanted to read it when I saw about it last year, but it didn't come out till this year. So I finally got my hands on it, and Sarah's coming to talk to us. We're getting a discussion on it, and it's all about necromancy, which is pretty cool. Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lani Taylor. This is the first in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I was super excited to read this because of Strange the Dreamer. Went reading that last year, which was so awesome. I finished this today, and I need the rest of the trilogy now. Like, that ending. I don't know how people read this as it came out, because that ending is, oh my, like, the whole book is, I've tapped quite a bit. Not as much as I thought I might, but yeah, definitely getting back into my tapping. This book is so good. It's set in Prague. It's got demons, if you want to call them demons, they're chimera. It's got angels, it's got magic in the way of wishes, and yeah, oh my gosh, didn't know anything about it going in. Pretty happy that I didn't. I didn't have any expectations, and I loved it. More books for the book event. The Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson. This is an extra book for me, just in case I get through my TBR of the month. I don't really know much about it, apart from I think it's got transgender in it. I'm guessing from the cover, and I'm pretty sure it does. So I'm super excited to read that. Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde. I saw this loads last year, and finally getting around to it. See what all the hype is about. I saw about this book last year, and I so wanted it, but I wanted to hold off until close to the second book coming out, and it comes out pretty soon, so I am super excited for that. It is Mask of Shadows by Lindsay Miller. Can't really remember anything about it, but I am super excited. I have a feeling that it's kind of Red Queen versus Hunger Games kind of thing, and that there's like a trial and people have to die. So only the beginning of Red Queen, not the whole of Red Queen. Meet Q, which is by loads of different authors. It's pretty much how they met and relationship starting, which I think is a really cute idea. 21 Proms by 21 different authors. Again, this is an anthology, so it's more about the prom aspect of things, and I suppose what happens when you go to prom. Then my first pre-order for June, which was Smoke in the Sun by Rennie Adahay. Oh my, I have been waiting a year for this book since Flame in the Mist. Flame in the Mist was so good, and I cannot wait to read this one. I'm so excited about it, just a bit bummed that they changed the cover, but I'm not that bummed about it because I cannot wait for the story that's inside. Then I got another copy of Warstorm because I went to see Victoria Aveyard at her London event, and as a special blue stained edges, and she was kind enough to sign all my stuff I took, and she personalised this one for me. She is so amazing. Warstorm is also amazing. The whole Red Queen series is amazing. I would say you might need to push through too, but I love this series. It's just such a unique take on everything, and with the politics going on now, it's really interesting. I know she said in her talk that it was more based on fascism and the Nazis, and about how, you know, dictators or whatever put people down. But I would say it is so important that people hear this story even like today, like, because it's happening again and we need to stop it. And it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's set in America in like, a couple of thousand years' time when powers have come around. And it's kind of a dystopian in a way, if you think about it that way. But yeah, I love this series. When I was at the Victoria Aveyard event, I picked up 4 books. 2 I've been eyeing for a while. One I've been eyeing because of the cover, and the other one was because they were all on buy one get one half price. So I needed a 4th book. So the first book is A Secret History of Witches by Louisa Morgan. This is set in Brittany in 1821 and also at the Second World War. So it's historical, but it's also fantasy because it's all to do with magic and about how in 1821 this one woman dies to save the family and the magic disappears with her, and it's about how they are trying to keep hold of the magic and they suddenly need it back for the Second World War. So I'm super excited for this. I love historical fiction, I love fantasy, the two together is even better. This Mortal Coil by Emily Suvada. This I have been eyeing for a while, partially because of the DNA helix down the side. I saw about this, I want to say at Yalk, it was kind of advertised last year, and yeah, I kind of just haven't picked it up until now. Part of the reason I picked it up is because Fanatical Fantasy, go check out her YouTube and her Instagram as well. She recommended this book after reading it, and I am super excited. It's also signed by Emily as well, which was another reason for me to grab it. So excited to read this one. It apparently has quite a bit of science in, but I'm fine with that. Skinful of Shadows by Frances Hardinge. This one I don't know much about. It sounds a bit paranormal because it's got ghosts. But yeah, it has stained edges, it looked pretty, so I grabbed it. Shadow Black by Sebastian de Castell. This is the second in the Spell Slinger series. I picked up Spell Slinger a couple of months ago, partially because I just saw it. It looks so cool. I bought it for my cousin for his birthday, and it has stained edges. So I was like, right, okay, I'll see when the next book comes out. It came out in hardback, and book 3 is now out in hardback, so I need to wait for that to become paperback with the stained edges. I love the cover, I love the stained edges, I love the sound of it. It sounds so cool. I also love the fact that it looks like a card. Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. So again, this is from a list from last year of what was coming out this year. Sounded super awesome. The tag up here is In a Land Without a Queen, the Princess Must Rise, and I love this. So I didn't realise, but it's actually a cutout because the next page just has fire on, which is super awesome. Yeah, that is it for the June haul. That's a lot of books. I was not anticipating this many. I am really hoping I don't buy that many for July. So I have 7 books on pre-order before this time next month when I do my July haul. I am hoping that doesn't increase too much because Yalk is at the end of the month and I really want to save money to be able to do that properly. I loved it last year and I cannot wait for this year. Also hoping on going to the YA ball the week before. So yeah, I need money for that, and both of them are before payday, which is annoying. But anyway, yes, enjoy the book you are reading, and I will speak to you soon.